Thank you, Speaker, and good morning. My question is for the Premier. Later today, we'll learn from the Auditor General just how desperate you were to save the Liberal seat in Oakville. We'll learn 3 years after the cancellation of the gas plant just how much cash you were willing to squeeze from Ontarians to put the Liberal interests ahead of theirs. But you already knew what you were getting us into when you signed the Cabinet document that started this whole payment process back in July of 2011. So you either knew the magnitude of this cancellation and what it would mean to families, or you blindly signed a document not caring how much you spent to save that Liberal seat. So which was it, Premier? I don't know, or I don't care.
Mr. Speaker, I have appeared before the committee. I've been quite clear about what I knew and what I didn't know, Mr. Speaker. What I will say again is that we were advised, Mr. Speaker, we were advised that waiting to relocate the plant until after construction had begun could have been much more expensive, Mr. Speaker. So we were doing everything that we could to mitigate those costs, Mr. Speaker. The reality is that I appeared before committee. I was very clear about my role, which was not central in terms of decision making, Mr. Speaker. And what we have done since I've been in this office is to have opened up the process to provide all of that information, and people have come before the committee and have answered the questions of the member opposite repeatedly.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, the most astonishing fact is that while many of us spent the last 12 months trying to get to the truth, we still don't know how much it cost to cancel the Oakville plant. The Premier talks about transparency, but 150,000 documents later, they were still able to keep the truth from us, Speaker. You knew last fall, when you tried to pass off $40 million as the amount, that it was much, much more than that. Your energy minister has said $40 million. Other members of your caucus and your cabinet have said $40 million, but we know that number's not true. So, Premier, who are you going to hold accountable over this? Who is going to lose their job? Is it going to be the energy minister, the finance minister, or should it be you, Premier?
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you.
Speaker.
You may be surprised at my next comment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The very reason that I wrote to the Auditor General and asked the Auditor General of the day to look at the Oakville situation, Mr. Speaker, was because there was confusion. There were questions about the numbers. The $40 million in sunk costs, Mr. Speaker, was not the whole cost. It was very clear that there were a lot of questions about what the total cost was. That's why I asked the Auditor General to look at the situation. That's why we're getting a report today, Mr. Speaker. That's why the Auditor General will be releasing her report, and there will be more light shone on what the costs were. Had I not wanted that information out, Mr. Speaker, I wouldn't have asked the Auditor General to look at the situation. I did that, opened up the process. That's why we will get the report today, Mr. Speaker.
Your question, the member from Toronto.